we're going to explain the parts of the gun, and then we're going to show you how to disassemble and reassemble it. This is called the receiver. This is the top portion of the gun. It's called the slide. Inside the slide is the barrel chamber and the recoil spring. And lastly, we have the magazine clip. Okay, now that we have the gun back together, we're going to go ahead and go over gun safety first. The first thing you want to make sure is that the gun is not loaded, and we're going to do that by releasing the magazine clip that we put in here, and we do that by pushing this button right there, and it releases the magazine. We're also going to check the slider to make sure that there is no bullets in there. We do that by applying pressure back with the slider, checking that there's nothing in the chamber. There's a lock button that holds the slider back. If you get it further enough back, you can push that up and it will hold the slider back in the locked position. After we make sure there's no bullets in there, we can go ahead and push back a little bit the slider, releases the lock, and the gun is in the normal position. After we do that, we're going to dry fire the pistol so we can go ahead and show you how to disassemble. After we dry fire, I cup my right hand on the slider with my two index finger, my index finger and my middle finger. We pull the slider back about a 1/12 of an inch, making sure our finger doesn't get stuck in that little lip right there. After we do that, we're going to push the safety locks on both sides of the receiver in the down position. When you do that, you can release the slide forward and it releases from the receiver. After we have that, the receivers we're done with, and we're going to look at the slider and the internal parts of it. We're going to take the recoil spring off first. We do that by applying pressure forward, cupping it, and pulling the spring out. After we do that, we can take the barrel out by this lip. We push forward and then we can pull the barrel out. After we do that, the gun is now disassembled and we can clean it. To put it back together, it's the same instructions in reverse. We take the slider and the barrel chamber, putting it in as a diagonal into the bottom hole, locking it back into place. Then we take the recoil spring, put it in the top hole, applying forward pressure until the spring rests on this lip. After we have the slide back together, we can now put it back with the receiver. If you look on the receiver, there's two sets of tracks, in the front and in the back. We take the slide and we connect the track with the track on the slide, making sure on both sides that it goes on correctly, connecting, and then as we're pushing forward the receiver, we make sure that the back two tracks connect. Applying forward pressure, it should lock into place, and these safety locks should click. After we do that, we can push the slider back, lock the chamber, and we have reassembled the pistol. And we can put the magazine back in